about the fun. 24 hours from now, it will be a completely different story in the city.
Things will look totally different.
Yeah.
Even people's kids will look totally different, right? So we have a pretty decent Halloween forecast. It's not filled with a ton of snow or crazy wind gusts or anything spooky like that. So decent weather. And I'm going to give you your Halloween forecast in just a second here. But 9 is where we're sitting right now. The wind's relatively calm at about 15 kilometers per hour. Downtown, we're at 10 degrees. Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more in Taza Park, is also at 10 degrees right now, just like downtown. All right, here's your Halloween forecast. Before I get into the trick-or-treating time, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., -3, feeling more like -7 with the wind chill. By 3, we're looking at a daytime high of 4, and by trick-or-treating around 6 p.m., we'll be at around +1. But as that sun sets, temperatures will drop fast. So layer up under those costumes.
There now, lots of sunshine today. I appreciated that, but it's going to get a little bit chillier tomorrow. Yeah,
so today we were a little above normal. Tomorrow will be a little below normal.
Okay.
Now we're not looking at any crazy spooky weather for Halloween, but it will be chilly. It's the end of October. Here's a Capital Chev sky cam showing the bright skies that Ian was talking about today, and we got a little bit above normal. So 6 is what's normal for this time of year in Calgary. We got up to 9 today, and we're dropping off for the evening. We're down to 8 at this point. It's 3 in Banff right now, 11 for Brooks, and 10 for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. So some communities still holding on to the double digits. But yeah, it will be a few degrees cooler for tomorrow, so we'll have to layer up for trick-or-treating time. Radar and satellite showing we have this system that's moving into the southern interior BC, and that's creating snowfall and some rain in isolated areas as well. A lot of that cloud cover is making it over into northern Alberta, and this will push to the south. So we'll have some clouds out there tomorrow from this. It will get a little breezy. It shouldn't be extremely windy, but a little breezy, especially by trick-or-treating time. So I'm going to play out the hour by hour here. I'm going to pause it at a couple times for you. As we head through the rest of this evening, you can see more snow for the southern interior BC. Most of that moisture will not make its way over, but there will be a little bit. So this is 8:30 in the morning. You can see we'll have partly cloudy skies. At times it will be mainly cloudy with some sunny breaks. A little more sunshine in the morning further to the south. Later throughout the day, there will be a little bit of flurry activity that will make its way over, but that's closer to Rocky Mountain House and Jasper, potentially a little bit in Banff. But Calgary should just get some cloud cover from this, and it will be a little breezy. The winds will be out of the north, so it will be a chilly wind. So you can see we have a little bump of warmer air from the south right now, but that's going to shift as we head into tomorrow. So we won't have that warmer air mass pushing in for tomorrow. So it'll cool down a little bit, but it won't be drastically colder or anything like that. Capital Chev 5-day forecast showing you 4 degrees as our high for tomorrow. Again, by trick-or-treating time around 6 p.m. We're closer to 1 or that freezing mark. And then as the sun goes down, though, temperatures will drop off fast. So layers and stuff underneath the costumes will be helpful. And again, it will be cold to start in the morning with the wind chill feeling more like -7 tomorrow morning. So be prepared for a cold start. Holding on to that high 4 for Friday, and then even cooler a little bit on Saturday, down to 3 degrees, but we bump back closer to normal by the time we get into Sunday. Just showing you that longer term trend. This is the 10-day trend. We will warm up and we will get back into the double digits, but that won't be until basically the end of next week.
Okay, we have had colder Halloween nights in Calgary.
Absolutely. It will be cooler than today, but it won't be frigid. So let me get to this because I also want to try and fit in a picture here. Today's high was 9. Tomorrow's high will not be 9. It will be 4, and that's at 3 p.m. Then by trick-or-treating time, starting at around 6, it'll be around 1. A little bit of a cool breeze out of the north, and then temperatures will drop off quick, keep in mind, as that sun sets. So layers for tomorrow. And Candace Maslin sent this one in. This is Dingo. Can you see what Dingo is? A little martini. And Gina's filling in for me tomorrow, and she's going to have the funniest costume. I can't tell you what it is, but you got to love it, and you got to tune in to see it.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it's a lovely evening. There's a bite, though, so let's check in with Danielle. I think there's going to be a bite tomorrow night for the trick-and-treaters, too.
Yes, a bit of a bigger bite, but nothing too spooky in our Halloween forecast. I'm going to show you the Halloween forecast in just a second, but first, we'll just kick this off with where we're at right now. 5 degrees. We did get to a high of 9 today, so it won't be quite as warm tomorrow, but it won't be absolutely frigid, except for the morning. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at -3 as a base temperature. It will feel more like -7 with the wind chill. So cold start to the day. We're looking at a high of 4 around 3 p.m. By trick-or-treating time, 6 p.m., we should be at about 1 degree. A little bit of a chilly breeze out of the north. I will say this, though, make sure you layer up, because by 9 p.m., if you're still out at that point, the temperature will be -2 and it will feel closer to -5 with that wind chill, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. That's very exciting stuff.
That is the best school project.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Especially, you know, that's good learning about science.
Absolutely.
And pumpkins. All right, well, we're looking at a pretty decent Halloween forecast, but it will be chilly. So the kiddies will need to bundle up. We got to a high of 9 today. We're now at 5 as things drop off for the day here in Calgary, 1 in Banff. And Lethbridge, Brooks, Medicine Hat all got into the double digits today. But again, as things cool down for the evening, now down to 7 in Medicine Hat, 5 in Lethbridge. Radar and satellite showing you, we have basically the jet stream right along here, and it's keeping all this cloud cover and redirecting it up and around us. And it's keeping this system off into the southern interior BC. However, this will shift over for tomorrow. That doesn't mean crazy things for us. It doesn't look like we'll see any sort of moisture materialize from this, but we will get some cloud cover, and it will get a little breezy, and temperatures won't be able to climb quite as high. So for tomorrow, throughout much of the day, for the southern interior BC, they're looking at flurries or a mix of rain and snow in many communities. For us here, we're just looking at the cloud cover increasing at times throughout the day. There may be a little bit of moisture push into the northern foothills, but we shouldn't see any of that here. It will be cloudy, and it will be a little breezy, a cool wind out of the north, which will help things feel a little cooler. So you can see that on the upper air analysis, that jet stream shifting off. And so that warmer air mass that pushed in for today, we won't have that. We're not going to be extremely cold for tomorrow, but we won't be as warm as today, getting up to a high of 4 degrees. That's at 3 p.m. By trick-or-treating time at 6, we'll be down to about +1. And by 9 p.m., we'll be down to -2, and that will come with a bit of a wind chill of about -5, -6. So layers will be a good idea. I mean, with all the kids running around, they keep warm like that, but they'll certainly need some layers, maybe a toque and gloves. 4 degrees as a high for Friday, down to 3 for Saturday, and then we start to move back up. So next week will be a little warmer. In fact, late next week we'll get into the plus double digits. It's going to take some time to get that warm again. Sunday looking at a high of 5. That's your Capital Chef 5-day forecast, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right, here's your Capital Chef Skywatch camera. A beautiful day today. Tomorrow will be still quite nice, but it won't be quite as bright and it won't be quite as warm. But for Halloween Day, not a bad forecast. All right, let's talk about, well, first, where we're at right now. Currently, we are sitting at 5. Today's high was 9. We will be a few degrees cooler than that. We won't be what they're getting out east. So Toronto got up to a high of 23 for today. That's what they're looking at for tomorrow, with some cloud cover, a little breezy. So they have quite the perfect little Halloween forecast there. We're going to be on the cooler side. It'll be cooler than the 9 we got today, but it won't be frigid. So we're going to be doing okay. Now, all this moisture, mainly in the form of snowfall for the southern interior BC, this is being held off right now, but it will start to make its way over. We're going to see all that moisture be squeezed out of it, though, by the Rockies. So we're going to get some cloud cover from this, but that should be it. Maybe a little breezy as well. Just to play this through, the snow should let up slightly. This is in the morning. The snow should let up slightly on the BC side by trick-or-treating time. This is a shot at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We'll get the cloud cover from this, and again, a little breezy. So overall, a nice forecast. When we look at daytime highs tomorrow, Kelowna 8, Kamloops 9, snowfall for the day, 2 for Edmonton for tomorrow, and 1 for Rocky Mountain House and Red Deer and Olds. Calgary looking at 4 degrees for tomorrow. By trick-or-treating time again, you're looking at about +1 at 6 p.m. and 9 degrees for Lethbridge, 8 for Medicine Hat. It will be quite gusty in Pincher Creek, up to 60 kilometers per hour. Capital Chev, 10-day trend. 4 degrees is a daytime high for the next couple of days, down to 3 for Saturday. By next week, though, you can see warmer temperatures, especially for Thursday of next week and the weekend, when we should get back into the double digits. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. Okay, we'll get our final peek at the forecast. Everyone's really more worried about tomorrow night and what it's going to do when they're out there trick-or-treating.
Exactly. So we'll just focus on tomorrow and the forecast because, of course, we're used to it being a bit chilly, right? But it's not going to be frigid. Nothing too spooky in our Halloween forecast here. We're looking at a daytime high of 4. By 6 p.m. when the kiddies head out, you're looking at about 1 degree. A chilly breeze out of the north, but as that sun sets, it'll drop off fast. -2 will be the base temperature by 9 p.m. and it will feel closer to -6 with the wind chill. So have a couple layers under that little costume. I laughed so hard. It took me a second to figure out what this is. I'm going to take what Candace Mazelin. This is Dingo.
Dingo the Martini.
Yes, he has this little cone and they made him into a little martini.
Love it.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing when I figured this one out. So, Candace, thank you very much for sending that in to brighten up our day. And I will also say this, Gina will be dressing up and she will be hilarious. She's filling in for me tomorrow while I take the kiddies out. And she has a funny costume, so you have to tune in for that. Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style budget and Alberta's climate.
We look forward to that. Thank you. Thanks for your company tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.